This incredible story happened in Manchuru, India. Like most of the men in the village, Ambo was a fisherman and led a quiet life. But that all changed one day after an encounter with a dangerous animal. Ambo was born in the village and has spent half his life on the water. He had an old wooden fishing boat that he used to go out to sea every morning to catch fish and sell them at the harbor market. The man worked hard every day to support his newborn son Bodhi. Every boatload of fish helped Ambo pay for Bodhi to attend elementary school. He didn't want his child to have to become a fisherman like him. He would rather leave a better life than he had himself. Ambo mostly worked alone. He had to prepare bait and fishing lines and take his boat out to sea every day, which was no easy task. He lived right on the shore and parked his small boat nearby. Each day he had to navigate a narrow river for 10 minutes until it emptied into a calm part of the sea. On a nondescript morning when Ambo reached the sea, it was peaceful. The sun was still hiding below the horizon as the man paddled to one of his favorite spots. He was there before any of the other fishermen, and he liked that, because no competition would mean he would make an extra big catch. But if he had known what awaited him in the water that day, he might not have gotten into his boat in the first place. After stopping his boat and setting up his fishing rods, Ambo was ready to put his feet up and watch the sunrise. But he didn't have much time to relax. Something lurked in the water that would change his life forever. One of its hinges suddenly jerked to the left. Ambo peered over the edge of the boat and thought it must be a big fish. He was happy to have made such a valuable catch so quickly. But then he saw the shadow of something floating a few meters below the surface of the water. These outlines were clearly too broad and strong for a fish. The shadow tugged violently at the fishing line. Soon, the creature was dragging the fishing rod behind it, and it was thrown into the water. Ambo was too slow to react and couldn't catch her in time. However, he didn't have time to fret that he might have missed a very big catch, because his boat was rocking back and forth and he was trying desperately to stabilize it. At that moment, a huge green body jumped out of the water. Between the splashes of water, Ambo realized it had jagged, pointed teeth, and even his skin looked jagged. He realized it was a crocodile. He had seen crocodiles in shallower water before, but never this far out in the swamp. Ambo also noted that it was not an adult crocodile. It was maybe 1.5 meters long. Nevertheless, the man was afraid and hoped that the predator would soon turn and swim away. But that didn't happen. Instead, he saw something terrifying as it twisted and turned in the water. A large plastic bag was caught around its mouth. When the animal tried to tear open its jaws, it looked like it was about to choke. Ambo was still in shock. It is not every day to come face to face with such an animal. But at the same time, he knew that he had to help the crocodile. The man suppressed his fear and cautiously paddled towards the predator. He tried to keep calm, always careful not to get caught. With the help of his fishing rod, he tried to pull the plastic bag off the crocodile's head. But then it happened. He almost succeeded when, in a careless moment, he stumbled and fell into the water. Panic spread through the man. The crocodile swam towards him with its menacing eyes. In that second, the fisherman had already finished with his life. He thought about his wife and his son and thought he would be grabbed by the crocodile at any moment. But the event did not happen. Instead, the predator swam close to man and stopped just short of him. Ambo was confused and shocked at the same time. A few centimeters in front of him was a crocodile with razor-sharp teeth, but it didn't hurt him. The colossus seemed to understand that Ambo wanted to help him. The man didn't hesitate and carefully ripped the plastic bag off the animal's head, saving it from certain death. He then pushed it away from him with a slight push and climbed back onto his boat. The fisherman and the crocodile looked deep into each other's eyes for a brief moment. Before considering the situation further, he grabbed the oars and walked away from the sight. The crocodile finally swam away in the distance, and Ambo couldn't believe what had just happened. His adrenaline levels were soaring, and it took him some time to calm down and realize what he had just experienced. But the day wasn't over yet, and it was about to get even more bizarre. Some time later, when Ambo returned to the river, he heard a splash behind his boat. He looked back, and to his surprise, there was the crocodile again. Ambo didn't know if he was in danger or not, so he rowed harder. But the crocodile quickly caught up with him and swam alongside the boat. Finally, she gently nudged the boat, so Ambo tossed her one of the fish he had caught earlier. The crocodile snapped at him and swam alongside the boat until Ambo got near his house. His wife happened to be near the riverbed and called out to him, "Look out," and said in a panic, "There's a crocodile." His wife happened to be near the riverbed and panicked when she spotted the predator close to her husband. She waved her arms vigorously and excitedly called out to him that there was a crocodile swimming. But Ambo assured her that everything was fine. She didn't believe him until he parked the boat and the crocodile gently swam up to her new friend. Ambo handed her another fish. This time they almost touched. After they swam a little more in the river, the crocodile finally withdrew. It felt like a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but the story was far from over. 3 years later, Ambo's wife had startling news for her husband. He was out of town with his son on a fishing trip when his wife called him. She told him that something amazing had happened. The crocodile from 3 years ago had returned and she seemed to be looking for Ambo. Since he wasn't there, his wife fed the crocodile, as did the neighbors they told about the story all those years ago. The next day, Ambo returned home and found the crocodile there. They greeted each other in a shallow part of the river, and the crocodile let Ambo get very close. The predator wasn't as small as he remembered. Now it had grown into a full-grown crocodile, about 10 feet long from head to toe. What hadn't changed over the period, however, was the affection it felt for Ambo. The animal remembered saving her life that day all those years ago. Since their return, Ambo had called the crocodile Riska. From that day on, the crocodile stayed near the village every day. It often swam to his house looking for him and of course for something to eat. The villagers got used to this unusual sight and soon grew to love the animal just as much. This procedure continued for years. Whenever Riska didn't show up, Ambo did something unexpected. He pulled out his boat, went out onto the river and searched the area for her, just like any pet owner would if their dog or cat got lost. Over the years, Ambo's son Bodhi also grew fond of the crocodile. The crocodile story motivated Bodhi to make a change. He started cleaning up the plastic in the river every week and dreamed of becoming a politician to stop pollution from nearby shipping. The crocodile kept visiting Ambo's house over the next few years. Sometimes it would follow its boat back through the river, just like that first day. Nobody would have believed that a crocodile could trust a human. But Ambo's friendship with Riska had taught her otherwise. If you like this amazing story, then consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing animal stories.